Welcome to the Seville Football Club press conference with Jorge Sampaoli. When you ask your question, could you please give your name and your organisation? Hi, Jorge. I'd like to know, firstly, how do you see the game? What do you think of it? And if the defeat against a side like City hurts more for the way in which it took place, or the fact that it came from individual errors rather than City being on the mark themselves? I think that the opponent maybe could have done more to equalise in the game when we were ahead. We were quite comfortable in controlling the game and closing them down and shutting them down and cutting off space for them as well. We put in a great effort, mentally and physically. And then we sort of shot ourselves in the foot a bit with a couple of unforced errors, and it spoiled the good work that we'd done. I think tactically and structurally we put in a great performance at home against the team, probably the best in the world. It's not the first time that we've seen these individual errors, unforced errors, and it's affected the result. We could have had a better result without them. Do you think happened before, happened the other day in other games? Do you think to change the way you bring the ball out of the back, from the back? Because there were other moments in the game when we made errors in other parts of the field as well. When you're playing against a side like City who play hard without the ball and press, I think trying to play the ball caused errors. I think if we can have the possibility of playing football, we brought the ball out very well on many occasions, especially in the first half, and we managed to control their pressure, and we control the ball with and without, control their attack with and without the ball. And I think when you consider who we're playing against squad-wise, I think we did well. I think we played very, very well in the first half, and we weren't in danger at all. But unfortunately, in the second half, these errors that you talk about, maybe errors that came out of tiredness or fatigue. It's not the fact that we weren't having a good night or playing well. Maybe just from, I think that the overall plan, tactical plan, with and without the ball, I think went well. Normally this team, City, beat anybody just how they want to on this ground. So I think that was a good performance. What do you think about Rafa Mir's position in the first half? He did well up against the City player on his side of the field. And what about any injuries or any muscular overloads that you noticed? An update on injuries, basically. We thought that if Rafa played in that particular position, we'd have Acuna on one side and Rafa and Acuna on opposite sides. We'd be able to include Papu in the build-up as well, and also Rakitic. We created chances in the first and second half with good combinations from these footballers. I think that Rafa Mir did a good job in the position where we wanted to play him in this particular game. I think the fact that we, like any team that's playing against this type of rival, this type of opposition, I think we've worked hard, put in a real shift, all our players. You can pick up strains and injuries when you're playing against a team from another league. And we tried to share out the amount of minutes that the players played. That's why we'll see There's one player there who's got a quad injury. We'll see how he is. In other games you've used Rafa Mir. He only shot 6 times at goal, including the goal. Last time he played, you played with a false 9 in the last league game. Do you think you can vary your initial idea at the start of the game in comparison to other games and other tactics you've used? I think had to read this game in a different way. Sometimes you play with a 9, a proper 9, or with a 9 right up there, or a 9 who's a little bit deeper. It depends how you set up for that particular game. Today, Rafa, within what we wanted him to do, I think he maybe had more chances in this game than previous games. I think he goes straight for goal when he can. Today he was busy closing down in various defensive lines as well as his tasks further forward. He put in a shift for his teammates today.